Welcome to another episode of the selection process where I interview incredible singles who are also entrepreneurs, and my business partner interviews incredible married couples. That's right, you heard it. We've got married couples that are coming to the selection process that are also entrepreneurs. And our goal is to understand the perspective that ambitious and successful people have when it comes to dating. And I'm super excited to introduce today's guest, Miss Selena Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm so excited about this conversation because I literally don't know much about you at all. We just met at a ball, at a gala.
Yes.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
And so we're here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you do. I know you work in media, but in your business, what else do you do?
Yes. So I'm an award-winning journalist and host.
Okay.
I do have a full-time job. Outside of that, I host and moderate a lot of events, including InvestFest. So from InvestFest to Wealth Weekend to the National Urban League, you can say all of those are my clients. I also do consulting on the side as well when it comes to media relations, events, and PR.
I love that for you. Good stuff. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of hats.
A lot of hats. How long have you been single? She's like, dang,
I gotta
right
think
into
of.
it.
Hey, I'm here for it, Donni. I've maybe 13 years.
13 years?
I think.
Well,
yeah. If I'm doing the math correctly, I'm trying to do the math
were
in
you
my
married
head.
and divorced?
No. My last relationship, I do believe, was 13 years ago.
Selena, I'm getting all in your business today.
I know.
Okay.
Yes.
13 years ago since you've had a
I'm doing the math
boyfriend.
Right. Correct. Yes.
Okay. May I ask how old you are?
Ooh, girl.
We tell our ages over here. I'm 47. All right.
Donni.
What?
You just took me saying you 47.
I am 47 and proud of it. I'm so proud of it.
You look so good.
Thank you.
Lord have mercy, you look good.
you.
Now I really don't want to tell my age.
How old are you?
Girl, I'm 35 plus.
You're 35 plus.
I'm 35 plus.
Are you 35 to 45? It's important. Let me tell you why.
I'm in my 30s.
You're in your 30s.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So you're in your 30s.
Yes.
And you are single, hadn't dated then.
To mid-20s.
Since mid-20s.
Since mid-20s.
Why?
So I had only had 2 relationships.
Okay.
College sweetheart.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting into a relationship with a friend. After that, I dated throughout my 20s. Right before I turned 30, I said, I do not want to date anymore. The next man I date, kiss, whatever, I want that to be my husband. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I went and I really just honed in on my business, my brand, and my career. Mm-hmm. And I've been laser focused on that. Single, successful, and thriving.
I love that for you.
Until it was like a light switch that said, and I was like, oh, okay. Like probably like a few years after COVID, like 2022, I was just like, okay, this was cute. I checked all the buckets. I hit the milestones.
Yeah.
It's time for relationship and partnership.
It's time.
And my friends were like, you should get on the apps. And I was like, no, my husband, God's going to send me my husband in person. I'm just going to live my life. And then my therapist finally convinced me top of 2025 to finally get onto the dating apps and become intentional. So I just started intentionally dating for the last year and a half.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have been on some dates intentionally.
Yes, ma'am.
In the last. Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. No children. Question for you. When you exited your last relationship that ended, was there any like trauma associated with that situation that made you say, you know what? Absolutely not. I'm locking in on just doing me.
No trauma.
No.
I dated my friend.
Okay.
And it was very amicable.
Okay.
And he was a beautiful, I mean, on my end, he was a beautiful person inside. And I think that he just had a great heart and it didn't work.
Yeah. So do you feel like now that it's been so long, I mean, from your mid-20s to now your 30s.
Yes.
There's a huge difference in growth. Like you're a completely different woman today than you were then. Do you feel like you have any additional insight? Like you're coming back in knowing what you want? Or do you feel like you have to like date more intentionally, more people to figure out the type of man that you want?
I know exactly what I want.
You know exactly what you want.
Yes.
Tell me about him.
A man of God.
Okay.
A man who's ambitious. a man who can lead and communicate well.
Okay.
Those are sort of like the pillars or the buckets. I only have two. The only non-negotiable I have, like, you have to be Christian.
Okay.
And you have to want to be married. Those are the only two non-negotiables.
Okay. Are you still open to having children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want a big family?
I'm open to having between 1 and 3 children.
Okay. So you must be Christian.
Yes.
And you must actually want to get married.
Yes.
Wonderful. And I think those are very, very, very important criteria to have set for yourself. I love it. Now that you're in the dating space, you said that you've been dating intentionally for the last year and a half. What's that been like for you?
It has its rough patches. It has its ups. It has its downs. I think 2025, I had about 2 strong prospects.
Okay.
Did not work out. I've gotten so fatigued on the apps, so I really wasn't on the apps too much this year.
Okay.
And anyone I dated, I met in person this year. And it just, nothing materialized into a relationship.
What was missing for you? When you think about any of them, like, what was missing?
The first one was lifestyle differences.
Okay.
Donna, you know the world we live in when it comes to media and being on the go and travel. And it was just a vast difference of understanding. And I didn't feel like I could live in his world. And I didn't feel like he would be able to live in mine. And that was like one of the main things. So I felt like it was best for me to end that.
Was it because of his career or his lack of desire to fit into your world?
No, I think he had a desire to try, but I know that he had a child and he had joint custody, and I didn't feel like, and we lived in different states.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like I like to pick up and go, I got a passport, I'm like, I felt like I would have to come into his world, especially because he had a daughter that he had joint custody of, and I could not live in that environment or community.
So is it important for you to find someone who fits into your world?
I would say just someone I'm equally yoked with, just have understanding and a little bit more alignment.
Yeah. But you still like to get up and go.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you say get up and go, that could mean so many different things. That could mean every quarter I want to get up and go. That could mean every month I need to get up and go. What does that look like for you?
I have really busy seasons. Like, for instance, I hosted at InvestFest this weekend. I'll be hosting at Render, I think, in a day or two. And then I'm flying to Martha's Vineyard to host other events during 2 different days. So like the past 2 or 3 weeks have been hectic for me. Okay. So it's like that.
Would you prefer a partner who could come with you to these experiences?
Yes.
So would that be someone who is in corporate America or an entrepreneur?
It could be either or. I think that if you have disposable income and flexibility and some type of autonomy, like let's say you're hybrid or you work from home, that's fine.
Okay. So he can work from home. He can be an entrepreneur, all the things.
Well, he can work in corporate too. I think it's just an understanding of lifestyle too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just imagine, I used to be in corporate.
Yes.
And I imagine how difficult, or I remember how difficult it was to pick up and go. Like, we had planned vacation. You get 2 weeks out of the year, a couple sick days. And after that, you'll lose your job, trying to pick up and go. So when I'm thinking about like the things that we desire, it's like, let's really think through it, because if we want somebody that can be here at this event this weekend, last week at that event, and then in 2 weeks we're going somewhere new, that doesn't sound like someone who has a huge commitment to like a corporate job, because there's rules, there's structure there. Yeah.
Let me clarify.
Okay.
When I say that, I mean someone, they don't have to necessarily come with me to all the events and activities that I do. They don't even have to be extroverted. I'm extremely extroverted. Just someone who is able to still navigate that world. When we do go to events, can you wear that hat? Can you speak that language?
Yeah.
Can you dress the part?
Okay.
Do you have a knowing on how to enter into those rooms? Do you have a desire? And so it's more so of like who that person is. They don't have to be an extrovert. They don't have to travel everywhere. They just have to understand and support me.
Okay. Do you buy into the alpha male, beta male concept? Like when you're talking about a man, like many women say, I have to have an alpha man. And then some women say, no, I kind of prefer someone where I can be the leader. What are your thoughts there?
I haven't did much research into the differences. I do like a man who can lead and can cover me spiritually 100%.
Okay.
And who can lead in different aspects. So maybe that means alpha.
Okay. Maybe. I don't, I see men present themselves or represent themselves as alpha in some categories. And sometimes I just feel like that what they actually mean in some ways is like toxic masculinity, what they're talking about, just this overly aggressive, you have to do what I say do kind of vibe. And then I see men who are leaders and confident, and they create space for the women that they're dating or in love with or married to. And to me, that's more of an alpha man. You can lead, but you're confident in your ability to allow her some grace too. And then from what I understand about beta men, is that they are amazing men, also with some qualities to lead, but they are happier playing background. They don't want to be in the forefront. They're great with you making the decisions. Oftentimes, women are making the financial decisions in the relationship. And, you know, I don't know that I necessarily buy into it. Those are just the conversations that have been had around it. When you think about it like that, you still feel like you desire a man who can take lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open. I think that when people come into relationships, you sort of have to adjust a little bit anyway to accommodate the other person. I really can't even, I mean, I would prefer an alpha male, but I wouldn't say if somebody is like, hey, Selena, make the decisions. I wouldn't say like, oh, that's a complete turn off.
Yeah.
That's a non-negotiable. I wouldn't say that.
I love that you have so much flexibility. Like, and I think it comes from a sincere place of you don't have a whole lot of dating experience.
That's exactly what it
and
is.
So you're open. It's like you are just this canvas where, you know, someone can say, look, I don't know, paint the colors on me. We'll see what happens.
That's exactly what I'm saying,
I love
Donni.
that you're open like that, and you're not entering into this space like, no, he has to be this and this and this, and he has to do. What's your love language?
Words of affirmation.
Okay.
And physical touch.
Words of affirmation and physical touch. Okay. What does someone need to understand about you to like love you well?
Oh, that's a great question. They need to understand that God is the head of my life. Christ comes first in all things. They need to understand that who I am and how I show up in the world. Sometimes I'm hesitant to give people my Instagram or let them see my online persona because I've been told like, oh, your lifestyle looks very intimidating. Men have told me that.
Okay.
And I do need someone who understands that like, yes, I talk to celebrities. I interview celebrities. I go a lot of places. I do things. I have great perks. I've had a great career and experience that I'm so grateful to God for. But outside of that, I still live in purpose. I'm still very grounded. I'm still very intellectual. So I think just understanding who I am and how I show up in the world versus how I show up at home.
Yeah. So you said that people have said like, oh, your profile, you've got a lot going on. When you get that, do you feel like they're just making note of the obvious, or do you feel like there's a little intimidation there?
No, one person told me, your lifestyle is intimidating. I went on your Instagram. He said, I'm intimidated. That's that.
What do you do with that?
We stopped talking. We're not aligned. That's it.
Yeah. If a man came into your life and you're dating, he's perfect. And he's like, I like it. And you're like, I like it. Let's take this to the next level, except I need you to slow down in your career just a little bit.
If you're going to take care of me, let's go.
Okay.
He going to pay these bills? Let's look. I can slow it down and have these kids. I'm open. Yes, let's
You're
do
open
it.
to that.
Absolutely.
What's the hardest part of you to love?
Oh, that's a great question. I think probably being single for so long and also being an only child,
Yeah.
and also only living by myself.
Okay.
So I have a strong sense of autonomy and independence. And sometimes sharing things, sharing space, sharing information doesn't always come natural for me because I'm just used to doing what I want, how I want, when I want, where I want,
Yeah.
you know? So I think that would be a challenge.
Are you excited about that challenge though?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting to learn yourself. Like, you'll become a whole new woman.
Wow.
Inside of a relationship. And I say that because, not to say that you won't be yourself. I say that because I know I'm an only child.
Oh, okay.
And learning to share space was like I'm very particular about, how I like things, but you can't be as particular, or you can be. It just makes things a little bit more difficult when you're not like, okay, let's figure out how to really do this thing together. And so I'm excited for you to learn in that journey. In your dating experiences so far, everybody's been great for the most part, just not your person.
Yes. Now, one relationship I was really excited about, end of 2025, and then he just ghosted me. So that was sad.
Wait, why did he ghost? I mean, do you know why? Do you have any idea of something that happened?
Yes. So after speaking to a relationship coach, shout out to Lumidla, she helped me realize that he showed signs of being a dismissive avoidant.
Okay.
And I do think that because things were going so well, I think he had an overload of emotion and completely shut down. And I live in New York. He lived in South Carolina.
Okay.
And or he could have been living a double life. Who knows?
That.
But he had a lot of trauma. He had a lot of childhood trauma. And I just think that him battling those things internally made it hard for him to show up in a relationship. And he also struggled. And I want to just add this, Donni, because I know you got really surprised when I said I've been out of a relationship for 13 years. I'm meeting so many Black successful singles that have been single for a decade plus.
Really?
It's like a community. I need to start a community for us.
When we say single, we're talking about not just unmarried. We're talking about haven't had a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
In the Christian community, yes.
Okay.
Now, outside of those who are like hardcore Christians like I am, no, I think they've just been dating and haven't found the one, even though they do want to be married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm meeting a lot of them.
Yeah, well, I guess that's normal dating. So when you're dating someone, are you dating exclusively, or are you dating multiple people at a time?
I try to date multiple people at a time. It just, a lot of times, whoever has my focus and attention most, I tend to give them the most energy, and the others fall off.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. I actually believe that, especially in your case, since you hadn't dated a whole lot, you should date multiple people to have an idea of what you like. But I also believe that as soon as you find somebody that's kind of like, I like him, like him, everybody else kind of falls to the wayside. Because otherwise, there's no real intentionality in the situation. I don't want to go too far off of the young man who ghosted you, though.
Yes.
So he had a lot of trauma. How long did you guys talk or date?
We dated for a month and a half, and he was already talking ring size.
Did that scare you?
No. Huh. He asked me a few times, what's your ring size?
And you're thinking, I found my man.
No,
My man
I wasn't
found
thinking
me.
that. I was thinking let's see where this goes. I'm happy he's being intentional about and he wants to be married.
Okay.
We talked a lot about the future in that aspect during that month and a half. Yeah.
Okay. So you're bonding over 6 weeks.
It's strong emotional bond. Yeah.
Strong emotional. How did you build such a strong emotional bond in 6 weeks?
Conversation. Just being vulnerable, transparent.
And because you lived in two different states, were you seeing each other, or was this a whole lot of phone conversations?
It's mostly
FaceTime?
phone conversations. We did see each other when he came to New York, and we did have a great 10, 12-hour date. One of those type of things. It was fun.
How did you react to being ghosted?
Oh, I had a complete meltdown. It triggered the trauma that I've grappled with since being abandoned by my father. So, and it's so funny because I remember my therapist and my mom at the time, and other people have alluded, like, no one's gonna do what your father did. And I was just like, not saying I fell in love with the man, but I was just like, no, another man could definitely love me and then just pick up and leave, just like my father. So I was just like, that's not true.
How long did you have your father in your life?
My parents were married for a few years.
Okay.
And he was just in and out.
Okay.
There was no consistency. That's what it was.
Do you feel like you've healed from that?
I'm in the healing process. The fact that I can talk about it, the fact that I've been in therapy about it, the fact that I'm aware of the abandonment and triggers and how it shows up has, it's all a part of that process.
When that guy ghosted you and you had the emotional meltdown, was that your first realization, like, wait, I still need to heal from what my father or how my father showed up?
No, I get these triggers often. The first time I realized how hurt I was in college when I was dating. And I was just like, wow, I didn't realize my father hurt me so much and I was projecting a lot of that in that relationship. So I started to show signs there. And the therapist I was working with at the time also correlated how I was showing up in my relationship and how that translated to what my father did and how he made me feel.
How were you showing up? Like for anybody else, and that's a really important question because someone's watching this and they're like, well, maybe I have wounds from a parent's abandonment or absence, like from death or, whatever. How were you showing up that lean towards signs that this is a result of the trauma from your father?
I don't like anything that felt inconsistent, like inconsistent communication, anything where I felt abandoned, like you left me, either emotionally or physically. That was a strong trigger for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just that?
It's I don't know. That was a strong one.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah, that's what triggers me. Just feeling abandoned emotionally or physically. Yeah.
Do you communicate that early in a dating situation? Like, if a man you're feeling them and you're like, hey, listen, I have trauma still that I'm still healing from, and this is what that looks like to me.
Absolutely.
You do communicate
Yes.
it. How is that received?
With somebody who was also in the healing process? Well, because let's talk about our traumas. Let's be transparent. Let's be vulnerable. And I had that, like one guy was dating last year. We had that. There was such like a strong emotional and spiritual connection. And I felt like I could be myself. I could be vulnerable. He could see me in the really bad and challenging moments as well as my triumphs.
This is a different guy.
Yes, there was 2 relationships in 2025.
Okay. And what happened with this man?
That's the one who the lifestyle differences.
The lifestyle difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you communicate, when I hear people speak, one of the things that I hear often about women who have trauma associated with abandonment from their fathers is that it's tough to deal with, and it's going to be a challenge for men to come into your life and deal with those type of traumas, right? Are you actively in therapy going through that today? Like every single day do you think that it ever goes away?
I think healing is a journey.
Yeah.
I think we all have emotional baggage. We've all been hurt. We all are dealing with childhood trauma that shows up in different ways through different triggers as adults. I think what's important is being aware and being intentional about working through that.
Yeah.
And being with someone else who can show you grace. I'm a very forgiving person.
Okay.
Right. So I know that we're both coming with baggage, and I do need someone who is emotionally and spiritually prepared for that, just like I am.
You're emotionally prepared to deal with someone else's baggage.
Yep.
Break that down for me. What kind of baggage? What have you seen that you said, you know what? I could work with that.
It can be anything, I date Black men, right? A lot of Black men didn't have their fathers. A lot of Black men had a very hard time, whether in corporate America or just in the communities that they came up in. They've seen death, like, at a very early age, had friends get shot or something like that, or whatever trauma that they're dealing with. That's something that my goal is always to be an emotional safety net. I want to be that safe space where we can talk about it. Like, let's get deep, talk about how that affected you and how that's still showing up today. I'm not someone, I try my best not to be judgmental and to be an active listener and to give them whatever support and resources that they need. Do you need, do you need to just cuddle and you want me to give you a hug? Do you need space? You need me to help you find a therapist? Whatever it is.
Yeah. Have you ever thought yourself to be a fixer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and that's a part of the abandonment with my father too, because I try to fix him.
I'm hearing it immediately. I'm like, I bet Selena's a fixer.
Working on it.
Working
on it.
Yeah, because what I've learned, I'm a former fixer. Hi, my name is Donni, and I used to be a fixer. It never ends up working out, right? You pour all of this into someone hoping to help them navigate a situation, and people have to find that answer or that path on their own. Like, it's never really, I think that we should be there as partners to support whatever our partner is going through on the work that they're doing outside of the relationship. But when looking at compatibility and dealing with someone, if their only healing comes from you being responsible for fixing it, I think that's just another trauma waiting to happen.
Absolutely. And that's not what I'm trying to sign up for.
Yeah.
It is something I'm working through. But what I actively, so there's been some guys that I've dated who have said that their emotional baggage was a little too heavy and deep for me.
Okay.
And I remember, and I was just like, yeah, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with someone who, has self-harm issues, something like that. I'm like, ooh, that you need a professional, boo.
Right.
And you are not ready for a relationship.
And I'm not the professional.
Oh, no. Yeah, that I'm not doing.
So you seem to have, to me, really great standards, like really great expectations, a realistic approach to how you're meeting people and getting to know people. But what's the standard that you've seen? We see relationship conversations all the time. You're in the media and you see things. What is a standard that people think is a high maintenance standard that you think is pretty basic? Like, this is just something I'm not willing to compromise on.
Oh, no sex before marriage.
No sex before marriage.
Yes.
Okay. Are you a virgin?
No. I'm so inexperienced that I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience. I don't even know how to, I'm very inexperienced. So I don't know if I want to use that. I don't want to label myself as that.
Okay.
But I'm very inexperienced.
Okay, but you've had experience
I've
before.
had experience. Yes, I've had
you're
experiences.
Not that. You just
correct.
haven't in so long. Has that also
or
been?
Not even so long, but even when I was in relationships, it was not a lot of experience in that area.
Okay. Is that an area that you're concerned about?
No. I'm not concerned. I'm just waiting until marriage.
Okay. So even when you were in those situations, it was just like something in you saying, I wish I'd have waited until marriage.
Yes.
Okay. So when you communicate that to men, when you go on dates, what's the response like?
Sure. Okay, great.
Has anybody ever said sure and then tried you anyway?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Oh, yeah.
Do you think that it's going to be difficult for you to find a partner? I mean, in your 30s, do you like to date younger or older?
I'll date anyone between, ideally, 32 and 42.
32 to 42 years old is your span. Do you find or do you think it'll be difficult to find a partner that's taking you seriously for exclusive dating that's willing to wait until marriage?
That does shrink the pool, right? Realistically. I think dating is difficult regardless. I have women I have friends who are in relationships with their partners. They're intimate, they're sexually intimate, and they're still in horrible relationships. They still get cheated on. So I don't even know I'm not sure how much weight that puts on to making finding a partner even more difficult. I think it's difficult in general.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like, for women who have barely any standards.
Yes, that's what
at all, dating is difficult. But this does add an extra layer.
Oh, yes, it does.
For you.
Yeah.
That could be, I hear all the time men and women who say we waited until marriage. I don't know that they are at any particular age, or maybe they're just like you. You're healing from something. There are people, and there will be men and women on their journey in their 30s and in their 40s that says, you know what, let's just take sex off the table. I'm tired of living that lifestyle. But where do you find those men, girl?
I've dated like all the men. Okay, the 2 men that I dated last year, they were like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but one was just a month. Like, it didn't really
They were both short.
Yeah, but I mean, many people are not having sex in the first month of dating.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, and I know y'all are going to say, yes, we are. And maybe you are, but it's normal, right? Normal, whatever that means, to suggest that you hadn't had sex in the first month of dating.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
how do you know? Like, where do you find? Like, everybody's going to say yes, but let's say you're dealing with a guy, you like him, you're 2 months in, he says, let's go out, let's get away. Let's get away. That's what you like to do.
A vacation is off the table. I say that
let's
up front.
talk about it.
Yeah, vacation is off this. I'm dating intentionally, right? Like I understand we're human.
Okay.
And I understand how biologically people work, right?
Yes.
But I think I'm not gonna set myself up for failure. We're not going on vacation. I'm really not trying to go over to your house.
Oh.
And if I am, like, we have to have boundaries.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to sleep. Or I'm not saying, like, if we fall asleep on a couch watching a movie, okay, that's fine. But I'm not going over there, like, putting on something sexy, put it on something like sexy
Selena,
panties.
I'm so interested. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Because my foolish mind likes to believe that you can go out of town and...
I mean, if you are being intentional about being celibate, no. I mean, to spend that much time with someone you're physically attracted to and there's an emotional connection, obviously that will lead to sex.
Yeah. I love this conversation so much. I love your standards even more, right? Because there are people who are just not having sex because they're not in a relationship. And that's easy to do,
yes,
right?
It is.
That's really easy to do. But then you're in a relationship with someone that you have all of this chemistry with, all of this built up feeling and, all the things for. And every day you're talking to them and you're just connecting more and more and more. That's where the real challenge comes in. And I love that you have these boundaries. So let's talk about it. Because you are being very intentional about saving yourself for marriage at this point, what are the other restrictions or boundaries you have to put in place so we're not traveling out of state? Let me ask you this. His sister's getting married. It's in another state. He needs a date to the wedding. Will you go?
Yeah, separate hotel rooms.
Okay, that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. Separate hotel rooms. Dates. Are they early in the day or?
They can be late at night, but I'm not going home with you.
Okay. You're not going home.
And another thing, let me add.
Okay.
I don't really drink. So if I'm on a date with a man, especially for just getting to know each other, I'm definitely not drinking. So I don't want to say guarded, but I'm coming in with the intention to get to know this person and to do my best to take sex off the table at that time. Again, we are human. If I fall in love with somebody, it is going to be, to your point, it's easy to go down that path. But I'm just trying to set up some guardrails so that we don't do that.
Yeah. So what are the other guardrails? No traveling, no hanging out. So you're not spending a night at anyone's home. You're not even going, like, cook him dinner. He cooks you dinner.
Okay, yes. So let me say, like, it also depends on how comfortable I feel. Because, like, when I was dating the one guy, everybody I dated in 2025 were out of state.
Okay.
So when he came to New York, like, it was hard to not, it was hard to separate, so I did sleep over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
But you were able to.
Yeah, we didn't have sex, but I was able, but it was only him. So it's like, it's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
It's case-by-case.
It's case-by-case on the type of time you spend together, but it's a hard...
And who the guy is.
And who the guy is.
And what his Christian walk. Because if he's intentional if he loves God just as much as I do and respects those boundaries, then at least it's both of us trying. I don't want to be the only one in the relationship trying to abstain.
Got you. Are you on a new spiritual journey, or are you on a recent like spiritual journey where you're saying, you know what, I want to honor God's law. I want to honor His word. I want to live the way He wants me to live. When did this start for you?
I made a commitment to abstain from sex until marriage when I was 17.
Really? And have you successfully done that?
For the most part.
It's not for the most part. It's yes or no.
It's so nuanced. I mean, I've had sexual experiences, but I'm so inexperienced. Like, it's
what
like
that
it's
sounds
hard
like to me,
yes, go ahead.
is you're saying I've had sexual experience,
Yes.
but I didn't really know what I was doing.
No. Because there's like different acts, right? There's different sexual acts.
Okay.
So I've experienced some, but I don't feel like I've had like full blown. Like I don't. Like sometimes you cross the line a little bit and you come back. It's like that, you know?
Nobody got you with the just let me put it in, did they? They got you with the
I wouldn't use the word. I would not say got you because that sounds like it wasn't consent.
Selena, we fell for it.
I don't want to.
I'm cracking up right now. Yeah.
I don't. But it's like it's something to your point. Something that's so harmless like that. Like it's like it. My sexual experiences have been very. It's not something that I've like been able to fully endure. Like even if we cross those lines, I'm pulling back in like the next minute. So it's like it's not something that I can say I've really had.
So it's safe for you to just not be in those environments whatsoever.
For the most part,
because I do believe that there are men who are going to respect and honor that, and they'll love it. I think so. But not the we go so far. I think where it gets tricky is like we go so far, get hot and heavy, and then one of us pulls back.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to go as close to the line as we can, peek over a little bit, and then come back.
Yeah.
My goal now in dating, which is different, is let's stay as far away from this line as humanly possible.
Okay. All right. I love that for you. Are you romantic?
I do appreciate romance.
Yeah?
I'm not like super, I'm super practical. So I'm not like super romantic, but I appreciate it.
You live in New York. Are you from New York?
Yes.
Okay. So when you, I have a girlfriend from New York, and she's so like, you know, what am I trying to say?
I know.
You know, what am I trying to say? What am I saying? Aggressive? No, aggressive isn't really the word.
Assertive?
Very assertive.
Direct.
Oh,
just absolutely.
Like,
yes.
But it's
to
like,
the point.
I look at her some days and I'm like, girl, calm down. Like, let the man be nice to you.
That's so funny.
Are you...
So when it comes to chivalry,
okay,
like when I started dating again just last year and they were opening up like my car doors, I thought that was weird. I was just like, you got out the car, I could open the door myself.
Listen, that's a real thing, Selena.
Yeah.
So we were on tour, and it was Zell and I when we were traveling for a speaking event, right? And I was with two other women. And Zell is my videographer, but he's a man in any state, in any setting. He's going to open every door.
Right.
If he sees trash, he's going to take it. You know, he's that guy. So the other young ladies sees that he opens the door, or they see that the driver may come around and open the door, and they're like, well, when we hang out with you, we feel like queens.
Right.
And I'm like, why? And they're like, you got people opening the door. And I was taken aback, like, is that not
That's
normal?
your norm?
Is that not the norm? They're like, no, where I come from, guys don't just open the doors. They'll stand there and wait for you to open the door. So it was like a little off-putting. And I think, maybe it's because I'm a Southern girl, and that's
Okay, where are you from?
I'm originally from New Orleans, but I grew up here in Atlanta.
Okay. So it's a different perspective
And the men,
experience.
I don't know what they say about, I don't know why Atlanta has such a hard rap. Well, I do know why, because so many people move here from different places. It's a melting pot, and everybody's bringing their own culture to it. But if you find you a man from Atlanta, they are gentlemen.
I love that.
Like the gentlemen of gentlemen. But even when I'm thinking about New York men are very aggressively kind. Yo, let me get that door for you, shorty. I mean, oh my God. Okay, yes, certainly, sure. Do you think that you'd match better with someone who is romantic and very chivalrous, or someone who kind of does that make you feel away, uncomfortable?
So sometimes I have to get used to it. Like when I go on dates and a man wants to put my coat on for me and something like that. Because normally I just grab my coat and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And I get so awkward.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh, do you want me to put the coat back? And then like when they want to come around, I'm like, oh shoot, I already started opening the door. You want me to close it so that you can come around? Like it's just something that I'm not used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I appreciate it. Sometimes I think like if we just need to go, can I just put the coat on? Because we're trying to get to the movie. The movie about to start. So.
But then he says, no, I'm putting your coat on.
Okay, each and every time.
He says, you better not touch that doorknob.
That I don't touch doorknobs.
Okay.
But car doors.
Okay.
And the coat situation, that's something that I have to adjust to.
Okay.
And I like it, but it's just, it's not natural or normal for me to wait for a man to do that.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier in this conversation that you were on the dating apps, then you got fatigued with the dating apps,
Yes.
but then your therapist is like, no, try the dating apps.
No. I never joined a dating app until January 2025.
Okay.
Top of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Did it all last year, and now I have become fatigued. So I haven't really been as intentional on the apps 2026.
What do you think? I like dating apps. I love a good dating app.
Okay. Which one? You want Raya? Bumble
No, they have
Hinge?
not approved my application for Raya, and I feel away.
I got you.
You got me? Okay, get me on Raya. I just want to see what it is.
Experience
so
it.
I love dating apps because for me, it's like people watching. I like to scroll through and read the bios and all the things. But what I will say, I'm sorry, you guys, because I'll be matching with some, I'm sure, really amazing men. But when they ask for my number, I have like a mini panic attack. I'm really shy. Most people don't know that about me. Super shy. I have like this mini panic attack, like, oh my God, a complete stranger. I've never seen him in person. What if I'm being catfished and all the things? And so then I'll just like kind of disappear. And that's something that you said earlier, like God isn't gonna give you the man off the dating app. He's gonna put that man right in your face. But is it so bad? Like when you meet people, you think so?
No, I'm agreeing to you. I'm listening.
When you meet people out, we were just at a gala full of strangers. You may have 5 minutes to spend with somebody. Is it really any different?
Yes, it is different.
Okay, tell me about it.
I think the difference is when you meet somebody in person, you can feel their vibe, you can feel their aura. You have a different perspective on them because you're seeing them in person. You're seeing their mannerisms. You're seeing if you're really attracted to them. Height, weight, all the things that are important to some people. On the dating apps, we can mask a lot of that, right? We put the best picture we ever took and the best lighting, face
with a little bit of Facetune.
Come on, folks, just edit it up just a little bit. So, and everybody does, even men, like
yes,
the way they put those pictures where they shoot up. So you're like, oh, we look like 6'5", and that's just not the case. So I think that we can put on more masks. And that's one thing I learned, like dating and talking to so many men in 2025 from the apps. I was only matching with men out of state.
Okay.
And we were having long conversations. I would spend hours on the phone with these men. And I didn't really know who I was dating because I'm only getting one layer of them. And they're only seeing one layer of me. So I'd rather do in person.
Yeah, I feel that. I do. I just think when we meet people out, we're also getting a bit of a representative. The only thing that we can confirm is what they look like.
Right, that's true. And that takes time for you to start to let your guards down and take the mask off. I agree.
What I will say about dating apps, though, is that I think I think it's made people worse at dating.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think so, because everybody expects to read all of your information up front. You've got a bio, you've got your interests. Like, then you get to the first date, and what do you talk about?
That, you know, the thing that I don't like the most about dating apps is it makes it seem like you have so many options, right? On certain apps like Bumble and Hinge, you can just keep swiping. You can go through dozens of potential suitors, and because it feels like you have those many options, I feel like people aren't investing. I'm at the point where I'm done with this dance. If there's attraction and compatibility, let's just lean in and let's just figure it out, rather than thinking that there's always something better around the corner.
Yeah.
If it's just a swipe away.
Yeah.
That dream girl, that dream guy, he's just a swipe away. Let me just keep swiping.
Yeah.
And it's not like that.
Where do you normally meet men now?
I go to a lot of events. So InvestFest, right? We're here
Did
at
you meet
InvestFest.
somebody at InvestFest?
I met a few. I exchanged numbers, I think, with 2 men.
Okay.
And through texts and calls. Yeah. We did
Okay.
that.
Were they fine?
One was.
There were some nice looking men.
Yes, there were.
At InvestFest.
Yes.
There were some nice looking single men who seemed to like women.
Yep.
At InvestFest.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's very important.
Yes.
So you go to events. Where else do you meet men?
I go to events all the time, so that's mostly where I meet men.
Okay.
Is at events.
But you met men here in Atlanta. You live in New York. Do you think you prefer long distance relationships?
No, I don't prefer it, but I'm just open to it.
You're open to it. When I'm hearing you talk about like what your boundaries are, especially with no sex. Yeah. It seems like it would be easier for you to date someone who lives in another state to hold that boundary.
It can, but I think that once you start building that emotional charge, like all that build up, all that sexual tension, when you finally see each other, sometimes it's just on and popping. Like, you know, that's how it feels. So it goes either way.
Do you feel like Selena, who you are today, is the ideal version for somebody that you would want to choose you?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because I've been doing the work, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and spiritually. You know, I do a lot of research, not only in the psychology of love and relationships and how to be your best self, but I'm investing in me, right? I go to the gym, I cook, I clean, you know, I go to church, I'm praying for the husband that I know God has for me. So I'm doing all the things that I know to do in order to be prepared for this man.
And if you could summarize it, what actually makes a good man for you? You talked about him being a Christian and desiring marriage. Very important things. But what also makes him just a really good man beyond those things?
A good heart and a strong communicator for me.
A good heart and a strong communicator. Yeah. I love that. Does he need to bring anything else to the table?
A willingness to love me with everything that he has.
Yeah.
And invest in me. And yeah.
Out of all these conversations, you're the second person who mentioned love. And I often look for that because I think when we're talking about our standards and what we want, we have all of these exterior traits and things that we're looking for, that at the end of the day, none of that matters if love isn't on the table first.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important to me. Love, trust, honesty, respect, all those things. Character, integrity, loyalty. Yeah.
Yeah. I know your father was absent, but outside of him, did you have a large family? Do you have a large family?
No, I'm my mom's only child.
You're your mom's only child, but like cousins and aunts and...
Yes, but we kind of don't live too close. So I didn't grow up in a very strong family oriented. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm with my cousins every week. But I mean, maybe as a little girl, but I've always had a lot of friends. I've always had like 5 to 10 best friends my entire life.
Okay.
I've been more of like that type of person.
Okay, so you meet a man
Yes.
who has a large family and he spends a lot of time with his family. Your face right now. Tell me what that face meant.
That's an adjustment. That's a big adjustment for me because I'm so industry, like career driven. I love what I do, Donni. Being on the stage at InvestFest, highlight. Like that is where I show up as my best self. I am in my element. And then networking and going to the after party and doing all those things, that's who I am. And I feel like there has to be a sacrifice somewhere. And my family, thanks be to God, they're very supportive. They're like, you know, you don't have to come to this birthday because we know you need to go host and you're going to be in LA doing this. And that's sort of how my career and who I've been these last, you know, few years.
So that would be an adjustment for you.
It would be an adjustment.
Not a deal breaker, but an
Oh,
adjustment.
no, not a deal breaker at all. No.
Can you see yourself dating someone or marrying someone who already has children?
Yes.
Okay. Young children. Babies.
Yes, absolutely.
Alrighty.
Absolutely.
Does it matter if they're close with the child's mom? Does that make you feel any kind of way?
No.
Okay. So large family, comfortable with. Children, you're comfortable with. You mentioned earlier, you see the guy and he could be like 6'5", and but then, you know, he looks that way on on the dating apps, but not so in real life. Let's talk physically. We talked a lot about the important stuff.
Yes.
But let's talk about the things that are physical. Do you have any physical traits that just do it for you that you want in a man?
I mean, I love a six-pack. I love a nice, you know, clean cut Caesar with some waves. Like, I love those things. They're not standards or deal breakers, but that's what I'm physically attracted to. I love a chocolate man. Any, you know, milk chocolate, like, I like that. I'm attracted, but I'm not going to say like, I don't date light skinned men. And if you have a dad bod, I'm not going to talk to you. It's not that serious.
Okay. So you're just out here on a wave of flexibility. It could go this way or that.
But you see how open I am, Donni? You would think that, you know, I walk in a room and they would just be lining up because I'm open to those conversations. It does not happen for me like that. At all. And I know I can be quote unquote selective and choosy. Like it's hard for me to like a man. Like I have to be intellectually stimulated in order for me to even get to that point. But I'm so open and I just feel like, where are they at?
They're not approaching you?
I do get approached, but not as often as I would like. So what I do now is when I go to these events, I intentionally walk around, make eye contact, and smile, and hope someone gets the gumption to come over and talk to me.
Show me how you do it. I'm a man.
You know what I'm like that? Like,
because it's like if you have a straight face, it's not approachable. If you smile, you know, and then they're still not approaching you. So then what do you?
Sometimes they do. I've been to events and I smiled at this man 4 to 5 times, and he finally came over, and I said, "That's what it took." I had to keep looking at him, keep smiling at him, and then finally,
were you in a group of other women?
I was by myself.
You were by yourself.
So I'm just like, help me out. Let me know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Please.
So I get awkward sometimes, and
I do get awkward too.
You do?
I do, because sometimes I think I'm looking cute and I'm like, and they're like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, for me, it's like I'll do the quick turn away, and then it's like, nah, I know he's looking at me. I can never look back. I'm just gonna like, all my energy is over here now. You have to catch my eye. Like someone has to come up and approach me. I'm probably never going to approach someone. I just like, and it's not for any other reason other than I am just sincerely shy in that space. What is a great first date for you?
Just real quick, you said you're shy in that space. I had to train myself to stop approaching men.
Girl, what?
Yeah, because I started my career as a reporter, so I'm used to talking and approaching strangers, and so and I'm a conversationalist, so that's easy. And actually, that breaks the ice. So if I see a really attractive man and I feel like we're making eye contact, my instinct would be, let me just go over there and break this ice and talk to this man. But I've realized that by doing that, one dating coach that I subscribe to on YouTube, he said, never approach a man, because when you do, you lose value in his eyes. So what I do now is I stand back, I try to just make eye contact, try to smile, and let him approach me. So I just wanted to just put that out there.
Yes. Okay. I like that. So you were out here just being bubbly and full of personality.
And just approaching men.
And just approaching
tell him, like,
men.
oh, you look so good.
I would never.
It's just easier because I feel like it becomes so awkward and that tension builds up. Like you know how you said you looked at him and then you're like, oh, I can't look at him.
Yeah.
Like once you make eye contact, you don't want to look back because you're like, oh my God, he's looking at me. I can't deal with that. I'm like, let me go talk to this man because it gives me anxiety.
Okay, I love that for you, and I think men should approach women.
Me too.
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure. Okay,
yes.
As we close this up,
yes,
Selena,
yes.
I have some this or that questions for you. We do this round, and it's just this or that, no explanation. All right, if you could choose for a man to give you butterflies or give you peace, which one do you choose?
Peace.
Peace. Okay. What's more important to you, that they're attractive or that they're ambitious?
I need both. I need both.
What's most important, this or that?
Ambitious, because hopefully they're ambitious about getting their track, like getting in that gym, okay, and doing what we got to do.
All the ambitious men are not always attractive, and vice versa. So if you had to pick one, it's ambitious?
No, it's going to be attraction.
It's going to be attraction. Okay. This or that? He's funny or he's romantic?
Funny.
Funny. Okay. This or that? He is similar to you or balances you?
Balance.
Balance. Okay. This or that? Love at first sight or love that grows?
Love at first sight.
Okay. This or that? 50-50 or one person covers financially?
There's nuance in that. It depends on what season we're in our lives.
You're in a great season. Both of you could contribute. This or that?
It's going to be hard for me to work if I'm pregnant. I'm trying to pop these babies out.
You're not pregnant, Selena. Overall lifestyle, 50-50 or one person leads financially?
If I had to choose based on this question without adding context and nuance, I would say have him pay 100%. But that's not what I'm really saying.
This or that? Expensive gifts or thoughtful gestures?
Thoughtful gestures.
Okay. If you had to choose this or that, would you forgive cheating or would you forgive lying?
I would guess forgive lying.
Forgive lying. Okay. This or that? Privacy or complete transparency?
Oh, complete transparency.
Complete transparency. Okay, last couple. Someone with money but no time, or time but little money?
Time with little money.
Time with little money. Okay. Your physical type with an average character, or not so much your type with an exceptional character?
Say that one more time.
He's your physical type, but his character is average. Or he is not your physical type, but his character is just exceptional.
Neither. I did both already, and neither works for me. I need both.
All right, let me find one. Okay, this or that. This is the final question. Marry the person you've dated so far, any of the guys that you've dated so far, or stay single and believe someone better is coming.
Stay single and believe someone better is coming.
I love this for you. I love this conversation so much, Selena. Tell everybody where to find you.
Find me on Instagram at Miss Selena Hill, and Miss is spelled with an MS.
Yes. And if someone should feel like, that's my dream girl, can I slide in her DMs?
You better.
Is it safe to do that?
Yes, you better slide in my DMs. How else am I going to know?
And you're willing to travel.
Yes.
Y'all, I know that this isn't a matchmaking show, but I think there's somebody that needs to slide in her DMs. In fact, I think there's somebody that you need to forward this interview to. You're sitting here and you're like, she'd be perfect for. Send them this episode right now. And I hope for you that you get every single thing that you want in this life and in your next relationship. Thank you for being on the selection process.
Thank you for having me, Donni. I had so much fun today.
Yes, good stuff. And for those of you who are here, comment your favorite part of this episode. Maybe you learned something about yourself. Maybe you saw something in yourself that you need to change, or a mindset that you need to adopt for yourself. Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. And I'll see you on next week's episode of The Selection Process. Bye.